Hello, welcome to Monday Morning Matters live broadcast show brought to you by Magnicraft Consulting Team, anchored by Niyi, a certified church consultant with the Society for Church Consulting in the U.S. Here, each Monday of every week, we address important, relevant, and actionable topics of interest that will help you and your church grow healthier. And now, meet your host, Niyi.
Good morning to you. My name is Niyi. I'm the founder, CEO of Magnicraft Consulting. Magnicraft Consulting is a church consulting firm that helps churches grow healthier through empirical assessment, training, and strategic blueprint. I'm so happy, I'm so delighted to come your way this morning with a wrap-up of church growth without gimmicks. And you can actually have a church grow without using manipulations and gimmicks or wrong tactics, because one of our slogans in Magnicraft Consulting is doing church God's way. So this is part 5 of the series, starting in the first Monday of this month, and it's been very wonderful for us to get ourselves on a good footing. So I know very well that my name again is Niyi. I have to reduce the background music. My name is Niyi. I'm the founder and the CEO of Magnicraft Consulting. We've been talking about church growth without gimmicks, without manipulation, because one of our slogans in Magnicraft Consulting is doing church God's way. We've built a lot of information. If you have missed part 1 to 4, I would love you to go to my Facebook page, Magnicraft Consulting, and YouTube channel, Magnicraft Consulting. They are all scrolling on the screen, and it will be nice for you to just go there and get a full grasp of all the things we have been talking about. Thank you for hooking up with us. I'm a certified church consultant with the Society for Church Consulting in the US, and I'm also going to anchor you on today's live broadcast show as the church health guardian of the 21st century. Before I go into the juice today, a big thank you to those who are watching us from all over the world, those who are commenting, who are reaching out to us and telling us how timely some of our content is to them, and they're sharing them to their content. I mean, I've seen some people who they share the content to their pastor, and the pastor is really happy to see that content like that is being shared to them. And so we're going to wrap up quickly with church growth without gimmicks. I said earlier, I'm going to build up from part 1 to 4, that a church can never outpace the inherent qualities or abilities of its leaders. So that means that the leadership capacity that the church has is very essential. The leadership mindset of a church is also very important, because those factors can be a lead to what the church can become, to what the church can express out in terms of potentials. So to navigate to the preferred future as a church leader, you have to keep your fingers, you have to keep your hands on the church pulse, knowing the vital signs. You know, when you are entering the rainy season, you get the umbrella. You know, when you are going into the harmattan, you get, that's how it is. You need to be on top of your dashboard to know the pulse of your church, to know the temperature of your church in terms of these framework on the screen. How are all these systems functioning in your church? We have a way of diagnosing a church to let you know how well you are doing in all these areas. Reach out to us. We'll be able to diagnose your church, have some form of in-depth assessments, have some form of comprehensive consultations done, so that you'll be able to know how to navigate from where you are to where you should be in God. God wants our churches to be healthy. God wants our churches to make maximum impact. Okay, we need to also begin to celebrate the things that are important. Things like evangelism, things like discipleship. We need to begin to celebrate what is important, because my pastor used to say that what you celebrate will surely appreciate. If you don't celebrate what matters will be pushed to the backside of your church, and your church will not see it as being value, because there's need for a lot of alignment when you want to move away from gimmicks. Because once you have your vision on paper, is your vision actually implemented in real life? I know churches have core values, they have ideologies. Now those ideologies that are written on paper, how can you begin to see them in real life expressions of your members and your congregation as a whole? I'm going to talk about three myths. I had a training with some church leaders, my church leaders, in over the weekend, and I shared some of these things, and I felt, okay, let us see how we can share some of these things to the larger online audience. Okay, myths are inhibitors or mindset that hinder us from having full expression of the benefits that there exist in whatever we are considering. Also, there's a big myth. The big myth is, are you having a thought or a mindset that only big churches grow? And that's not true. Small churches grow, mid-sized church also grow. And so we need to also understand that all size churches grow, and never go into the box that only big churches grow. Big churches grow, no doubt about it, but saying that only big churches grow is a fallacy and a myth. Okay, you need to make sure that you need to also understand that big churches also decline. Okay, the declining rate of big churches might not be felt like the declining rate of small churches. The second myth is the location myth, that your church needs to be in a growing community or area for it to grow. That's not true. You can be in a declining community and your church is growing. You can be in a stagnant community, that the people are not immigrating to the community, and your church is growing. So, and we have churches who are in communities that are growing faster than the growth rate of their church, and they don't have to just celebrate what is going on in their church, because there is still more to be done outside the church in the community. Last one, and I'm sure this is going to be a part of my book subsequently. Okay, the few and one thing myth. Churches doing one or few things well will definitely grow. I've discussed with pastors who say, no, let's just concentrate on evangelism and our church is going to grow. Okay, let us concentrate on prayer. Once we are able to get prayer right, our church is going to grow. I've seen churches who say, once we have this and that, you see, it's not about you having this or that, it's having this and that. What are the mix? The growth mix that you need to have to make sure that your church is definitely growing. There is some things you need to put in place for your church to grow. 1 Corinthians chapter 3 verse 6, Bible says, I planted, as Paul speaking, Paul planted, Apollos watered, and God caused the increase. There is a combination of planting and combination of watering that makes God to step in to bring about growth. Okay, now planting is also a combination of activities. Watering is also a combination of activities. So when you have the combination of planting activities and you have the combination of the watering abilities and coming together in terms of Paul doing those things, Apollos doing those things, coming together, it brings about God giving the increase. God will not bring an increase when one element of all the activities of planting is done. For example, you just carry the seed and put on the ground and that's it. That's not all about planting. Planting is a collection of activities. Planting, watering is a collection of activities. And for God to also step in, all these activities must be there for you to have definite growth in your church. The truth is, growth is a product of getting some things right in your church. There are some things that you need to get right, and then if you downplay on some of them, then the growth mix that should give you the desired result will not be achieved. Not every growth is healthy. Not every growth is healthy. You can have someone's hand being swollen, and you say, oh, he's growing, he's increasing in size. But then not every growth is healthy. So you need to seek church growth that is healthy. Once your church is growing healthy, there is an opportunity it can grow the more. But once your church is not growing healthy, you are susceptible to a decline. To make sure that you actually get yourself on a healthy preference. So churches who want to grow must do more of evangelism and discipleship programs. Churches who desire to grow must do the work of evangelism and discipleship. Okay, the truth about it is that people change, and if people change, your methodology must change, your approach must change. We are not saying that the mandate should change. We are not saying that the mission to change. We are not saying that the message to change. Of course, the gospel has not changed, but the methodology we have to change to be relevant and significant to today's culture, to today's generation. So healthy churches grow should have that focus of all the 12 systems that I was mentioning earlier. All these 12 systems must be in the right mix to make sure that all of them are actually working well as they are actually healthy as their own. You have to also be faithful to God's mission. Okay, God's mission is very, very important. Now, one of the things I'll say, moving away from that, is that church growth and numbers are related to church health. If you have church health, I usually say that if you are listening to me, once your church is healthier, there's no how that your church will not grow in terms of numbers and in terms of quality. Of course, there are different types of church growth, but the thing is, once your church is healthier, it's going to deliver unto you what they call church growth, because church health is actually deeper than numbers. Church health actually leads to growth. Okay, and I will say quickly that if your church needs to grow, don't wait for you to begin to see lag measures. Begin to put measures in place that you need to put or implement for you to see the lag measures. Okay, is your church growing in every aspect of the church itself? Okay, if I'm going to grow, circulatory system is going to, heart is going to grow, the brain is going to grow, the body, the liver is going to grow, everything is going to grow. So make sure that you don't allow silos in your church. You don't allow clusters of people who are not working together as a team. Okay, people must be open to work together as a team. Don't allow leaders who have the mindset of working alone in the midst of the church. Silos discourage the church growth movement in your church. Everything is connected, and so everyone in the church needs to understand that what you chunk out will also affect you, because whoever is taking what to chunk out is going to bring out something that you are going to take as an input. And so because you do not want to get the dividends of silos in your church, you have to discourage them. You have to make sure that they don't exist. The mindset of this cannot happen in this place, it cannot happen in this church, must be destroyed completely. Those mindsets are dangerous. It doesn't look like it's going to be dangerous when it's said, but those mindsets are dangerous, because what brings about what we see are the things that are in our minds. There are things in our mindset. Okay, and for us to move away from gimmicks, we must begin to have a paradigm shift to ensure that we get the dividends of what we are doing as a church. It's dangerous to desire church growth and you want to please people. Okay, if you're going to be a people pleaser, it's dangerous then to have church growth, because when you begin to to please 10 people is even better and easier than to please 100 people. Okay, to please 100 people is also easier than to please 1,000 people. I've seen pastors who are people, they don't want to offend people. They don't want to speak truth to people. They don't want, in fact, sometimes when they see people who use the truth to hurt people, it's better people use the truth to hurt you than to use lies to bury you. And so it's dangerous to desire church growth and you want to please people completely. You have to, for you to please people at that point, you will be susceptible to using gimmicks and manipulation because you want to please everyone. And if you want to please everyone, there's no how you are going to be faithful to what God has called you to do. If you're going to begin to please everyone in your church, there's no how you are going to stand before God and say you have actually done what God has called you to do. Church growth is a function of true character, is a function of doing what God wants you to do, and not about pleasing or making the impression with people. And so to get church growth, this must come from being faithful to the activities that brings about church growth. That's to be faithful to the unique vision that God has given to yourself and your church, and to understand the why. You see, one of the reasons some people ask me, why are you always every Monday? You have not missed a Monday. The thing is, I understand my why. Understanding your why makes you to overcome every hurdle that is set for you. So be faithful to the unique vision God has given you and your church, and understanding the why before you begin with what and how. You see, when you understand the why, when the what and the how will be a gloss over for you as a leader and as a church. I don't want to wrap it up. I know you've got some good juice this morning. Make sure wrapping up as a church leader, you must have your fingers, you must have your hands on the pulse of your church. You see, I've seen churches who leaders are leading, but their hands are not on the steering of the church, or their eyes are not in the dashboard of the screens of their church. So they don't know the vitals. They are not reading regularly the critical vital signs. They need to navigate their church to where God wants it to be. That is it for today, this morning. I want to just wrap it up here so that we can move to a fantastic topic next week, Monday. That's next month. I'm going to look at why churches are declining. A lot of churches are declining, and we're going to look at the dynamics, the signs of church growth, of why churches are declining from the month of October. October seems to be a very good month because it's my birthday month. I want you to hook up again on Monday Morning Matters to see how we can go on from where we have stopped today. You have any church related questions for me, please feel free to hook up with us. Any questions? I've said something that you want more explanation. I've said something that you want us to deliberate or dig from, because I can tell you some of the things I'm sharing, there's more to it. I've seen someone who called me and said, no, I follow you on Monday Morning Matters. There's nothing more. This is just an introduction. There's more to it. If you want us to come to your church to do some good work, I think it's better, because it takes a lot of work to change mindset and to make your church move from where it is. So if you have any church related question, you want explanation, you want to make any inquiry, let's have it in all the social media handles, and then with all the social media handles, and then let's see how we can help you. I'm the receptionist of my company, so every of the comments that come on all our social media handle, I always make sure I respond personally. Perhaps you have any comment, also drop it on the comment section on all the social media handles, and I will be glad to respond to you. If this video has been helpful to you, give us a like. Give us a like. Please love this video. Give us a like on YouTube, and please share us to your community. Share this link on WhatsApp to church pastors, church leaders, and let's see how it's going to help them. Drop us a comment. I want to hear from where you are listening from, and then drop us a comment. I also want to learn from you. You've learned from me. I want to learn from you. So drop us a comment. What are the ways at which we can avert gimmicks in our church growth strategy to make sure that we get what we need to get and get the reward of God at the end? Drop me a comment in the comment section below on YouTube channel, and let me hear from you on what you have to say. Please feel free to go on all our social media handles and see how you can connect with us on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Send the channel to any church leader to subscribe. It's going to help you greatly. We also do what I call consultation, revitalization trainings, and strategic blueprint. That's a four-legged stool of what we use to help churches become better. Our number is on the screen. Reach out to us and let's see how we can help your church better to move from where it is right now to where it should be in God. Reach out to us. We can help your church move to where it should be, because we provide excellent church consulting for health, vitality, and result as a whole. Till I come your way next week, Monday, and that's going to be the beginning of September. I thought it was October, but September we're going to go dive into some good things as we wrap up towards the end of the year. Till I come here next week again, thank you. I love you. I say bye-bye, and God bless you.